Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, don't do unboxings, but might do a few playthroughs. We generally like to talk a load of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general, and in this video we're going to be talking about a prototype. Yeah, I know we don't usually review prototypes. That's because we don't like dealing with bullshit from publishers that make shit pole dancing games. But today we're going to make an exception because we are going to look at the Advanced Fighting Fantasy board game Dark Dungeons, and in this game you'll be running around a dungeon, you'll be killing monsters, trying to get as much treasure as you possibly can. That will allow you to win this game. So in this video we're going to be giving you a very brief overview of the rules. We're not going to be telling you what we do like, and we will not be telling you what we don't like, because this is a prototype copy, but we're going to give you a general overview of how the game plays and a look at some of the mechanics and the components. So remember, if you are newer, then please consider subscribing to this channel, hit the like button and all that YouTube bullshit. See you after this. So, Advanced Fighting Fantasy Dark Dungeons. How'd you play this game? So, Advanced Fighting Fantasy, the board game Dark Dungeons, is an incredibly simple dungeon crawling game based on the second edition Advanced Fighting Fantasy role-playing game published by Arion Games, right? This game could be played cooperatively, it could be played competitively, and it could be played solo, right? First thing you are going to do is you're going to find the entrance tile, you're going to put it in the center of the table, you're going to choose a character, take the player mat, stick a number of stamina tokens on your player mat, and if you choose the wizard or the cleric, you're going to get a spell, and each of the characters also gets an ability card that you could choose, right? It's going to give you a special ability. So there's going to be 30 turns in this game, yeah. You'll need to find and defeat the boss before the end of round 30. If you don't do that, you're going to lose. And if you find the boss and you kill him, you're going to win it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to check to see if you've got any poison tokens. If you've got a poison token, you're going to roll both dice, add your skill modifier, and if the total is 7+, then the poison's lost its potency and you'll be alright. But if not, you're going to get a penalty. Then you get to choose your action. You're going to have to move first onto another tile, right? So you can move through a door. If the door is locked, you could attempt to open it or pick the lock, or if you see an S, that means there's a secret passageway and you can try and open that and all. So if you want to try and pick the lock, then you're going to roll 2d6, make a skill check. This isn't mentioned in the rules, but I've got clarification, and you're going to have to roll above a 7 to make a skill check, right? You're not going to add your skill modifier for picking a lock, yeah? So you're going to move to another tile, you're going to draw a tile from the stack and you're going to put it next to the tile that you're on. If it's a passageway, you'll just move onto that tile, you ain't going to have an encounter, but if it's a room, you will draw an adventure card and you will resolve it. So you'll see that there will be some flavor text that you're going to read, and there are some icons on the card. You will choose one of them and you'll turn the card over and you will do what it says. So you might be able to run away. It will give you a check to make. You add your skill modifier, and if you are successful, then you run away and then nothing will happen. You can attempt to sneak past, the same sort of thing, yeah. You'll get a success. You have to roll a couple of dice, add your skill modifier, and then hopefully get a success to sneak past them. You could try and steal some shit from the monster, yeah. Same sort of thing. Be able to draw a treasure card. If you are successful, you can try and bribe them, or try something else. There'll be like an asterisk, and this will give you like a sort of a hidden option that you can do, or you can try and do them over and have a fight, yeah. Most monsters have one attack, but you might end up fighting a monster that has 2 or 3 attacks. These creatures, depending on how many attacks they got, this is how much stamina damage they're going to do if they hit you. So what you're going to do if you have a fight with a monster, you will make a skill roll with both the white and the red dice. You add the numbers on the white dice together and add the skill modifier of the hero. This combat total is the same or greater than the skill value of the enemy. The hero has 1, and if it's lower, the enemy is 1, right? If the hero wins, they will inflict 1 damage on the enemy. If they got armor, you'll look at the red die, and if the armor roll is a success, the damage taken by the enemy is reduced by 1. If they've only got 1 stamina left, then they are defeated, yeah? You can use a luck token to re-roll your dice there, just like you would do in the game books, and you'll keep rolling until the enemy is defeated. You'll see that on the card there are a number of treasure tokens, and this is how many treasure cards that you can draw and keep. So you might be able to cast some magic spells, yeah? Spell card will have a mana cost. You will see it on your adventure sheet. You've got a mana value, and you will have to subtract that to cast a spell. You'll have to roll a couple of dice and make a success on your magic score. You can add your casting modifier to that and all. And when you get to the boss room, you'll randomly draw a boss card, and you will have to defeat that boss. They're going to have a special ability that you're going to have to defeat, like for instance the Warlock has a skill 10+, 4 stamina, 1 attack and an armor of 6. But they must be fought every round using normal rules, but in addition they'll draw a random spell card at the beginning of every round. and automatically cast it if they can, yeah. So these bosses are mental hard, and you're going to have to make sure you equip your character before you get it stuck into a fight with a boss, right? You've also got a very, very basic experience mechanism here. You're going to take the adventure cards of the monsters that you have defeated, and you'll keep them. If you end up 5 of them, you can trade them in for skill, stamina, or luck points, yeah. That's going to make you a lot harder. So in a competitive game, if you are the player with the most treasures, then you are going to be the winner of Advanced Fighting Fantasy Dark Dungeons, right? So there you go, that is a very brief overview of the Advanced Fighting Fantasy board game Dark Dungeons. Yeah, this is coming to Kickstarter in a couple of weeks, I think. Bear in mind, this is a very, very basic prototype, yeah. It ain't going to look nothing like this, well, at least I hope it ain't going to look nothing like this when it is actually funded. But obviously, if you're a fan of Fighting Fantasy, Advanced Fighting Fantasy role-playing games, it's probably going to be something that you should check out. And if you are not a fan of Fighting Fantasy, or you don't even know what it is, then go to the Kickstarter page, have a look, and if you like these sort of basic dungeon crawling games, maybe you can back it, or maybe you won't. I don't give a